The Nephilim. Tyrael sent me to find you. Malthael has taken the Black Soul Stone. You must come with me.
People are suffering down there. I have to act now.
But you and Tyrael need to form a plan. We must find Malthael.
Tell Tyrael to meet me in Westmarch. Go.
It will be done. I swear it.
We're going to die! She's coming to kill us all! No.
I watched in horror as the guard was struck by the maiden's magic. I heard the sound of his screams until his flesh had dissolved to nothing, and only his armor-clad skeleton remained, his jaw unhinged. Blue mist swirled around his bones, coalescing into new flesh. When at last I cut him down, the phantasmal flesh exploded, leaving only a pile of armor behind.
The gates!
These gates are bound by a spell I cannot break.
Though this Reaper wields a dangerous sword, its shield, with its rows of razor-sharp spikes, poses the greater threat. With a single thrust, it can open a man from waist to throat. That shield was not made for protection. It was made to cripple, maim, and kill.
Was anyone able to escape? Or were they struck down as they tried to flee?
I'll find another way into the city. I can't let these people die.
I just want to get rid of this, to be honest. It's the end of the world. So many have been killed and the Reapers are everywhere.
Any survivors?
General Torian was defending a group of refugees at the old ZAKARUM Cathedral, but they're likely all dead by now.
Wait! You're the demon hunter who saved Bastion's keep. You'll save us too, won't you?
You have my word.
Keep moving. I think we lost her. No! No!
No, the demon blood must die.
Is she mad? They were innocent people.
The shadow touched me, and darkness spread across my vision until all I could see was blackness. It gave way to a pale light that sapped my strength. It seemed so easy. But instead, I drew upon the last of my will and fought back. Color flooded back into my sight. The shadow was right before me, and I drove my spear through it.
Away with you!
The Revenant Shield Guards were once the personal guard of King Justinian IV. Appointed to the position for bravery and skill at arms, they accompanied the king at all times, resplendent in their ornate armor, wrought by the finest craftsmen in Westmarch. But most spectacular were their shields, which they unerringly employed in the protection of their king.
We found you.
Tyrael, why is Malthael attacking the city?
Because he feeds on death. Every time his reapers kill, he grows stronger. And with the prime evil gone, Malthael believes this is the perfect time to end the eternal conflict.
Humanity has nothing to do with that war.
We are the descendants of angels and demons. Malthael sees only the evil within us.
Church! All the refugees are inside! Follow me! Akarat's Bane! This is worse than I feared.
What is that thing?
A Death Maiden! Stop her!
Never. Your soul will be mine.
We must do everything in our power to slow the Nephilim down, so that the collection of souls is not interrupted. It is the key to Malthael's victory.
I will not stand for this. Where is Malthael?
I know only that he is not in Westmarch. He could have taken the Black Soul Stone anywhere in creation.
Is there any way of knowing why he wanted it?
There may be. A sliver broke off when Malthael took the Soul Stone. Perhaps by studying that sliver, I can learn his plans.
Do what you can. I will save the city from Malthael's forces.
What exactly was that Death Maiden trying to do in the cathedral?
She was creating an orb that turns the living into Malthael's death creatures. A single orb can transform hundreds of innocent people every hour, and my men report 2 more of them out in the city.
Soul crucibles. With 2 of them, Malthael has an endless supply of soldiers.
Until I destroy them, then he will have none. The Soul Crucibles turn the dead into Reapers?
Sadly, yes.
Even the Death Maidens?
Their story is as tragic as Malthael's. Once the vanguard of his wisdom angels, they followed him down the path to darkness. Malthael, my brother, he was wisdom, leader of our council, first among angels. And now, he has become this.
How is that possible?
After the destruction of the World Stone, Malthael's mood darkened, and he left the heavens frequently. Then he disappeared completely. He must have developed a connection, no, an obsession with human souls.
Either way, it's disturbing, and I will stop him. The dead deserve peace. That sliver is just a fragment of the Black Soul Stone. How can it help us?
The sliver is still connected to the Soul Stone. As the stone changes, the sliver will change too. Therefore, I can observe what Malthael is doing to the stone, and if we're lucky, even discover his plan.
The Horadrim have returned at a strange time.
Tyrael rebuilt the Order to help him take the Soul Stone from heaven, and to protect mankind. After all, you can't be everywhere at once, no matter how powerful you are.
Evidently.
Thanks for taking a look.
Making a sale?
You ask. Do you prefer slashing or stabbing? Or shooting? All right, buy something, will you? This stuff's heavy. Magnificent. I'm dangerous with most of these, you know.
WESTMARCH originally grew from the efforts of the great General Rakis to spread his religion beyond the realms of the East. Seized by the superstitions of the ZAKARUM faith, he drove his paladins relentlessly across the barbaric western lands, subduing the uncivilized tribes he found there. Ultimately, he became king of them all.
Revenge!
am renewed.
A most thrilling...
Any other archer would have fled as I charged, but this one stood its ground, staring down the arrow shaft through lifeless, empty eye slits. Even as I swung my blade to take off its head, the thing loosed another shot. How can you fight an enemy that has no fear, nor thought for its own self-preservation? After Malthael's disappearance, the Angiris Council appointed his most loyal servant, Urzael, to find him and bring him back to the high heavens. Urzael, accompanied by the sect of maidens who were Malthael's closest followers, set out to find their absent master. They never returned.
Bury all the dead.
I think... Oh, get away!
After years of my pleading, the Angiris Council has finally agreed to send me in search of Malthael. I will not fail in this, as my master's presence is sorely needed in the high heavens. Owing to Malthael's growing fascination with the humans, Tyrael has suggested I begin my search in the Sanctuary.
That Death Maiden is controlling the Soul Crucible. Not for long, though.
I knew you would arrive in time to save me.
But how?
I am Miriam Jazia, a seer of the Vetchin people. I foresaw our meeting, but I did not see this horror. I have come to help you. There is one crucible left, and if you destroy that, the maidens will not be able to create more. There is no time to waste. We must be on our way now. Malthael, he's watching you.
I did not find Malthael on Sanctuary, but I did find humans. Far too many of them.
We need to get to the Survivors' Enclave. Malthael's Reapers are everywhere.
When I first beheld the corpse raiser, I thought myself capable of defeating him. Then he reached out his arm, and the ground in front of him was bathed in a spectral light. The bones of men and beasts rose from the earth and advanced on me. The seraph was on me before I knew it, the mass of its bloated flesh soundless as it floated above the ground. When I finally noticed it, I could not move. It was as though I was trapped in a waking nightmare. I looked down and saw tendrils of energy wrapped around my feet and realized it was not fear that held me, but the seraph's magic.
My library isn't far from... You've heard the legend of the Tomb of Rakis, haven't you?
Despite his superstitious views, Rakis ruled as a just and fair king, who was much loved by his people. He was succeeded by his son Corsic, who attempted to eradicate the barbarian tribes of the north. The line of Rakis was broken when Corsic's son Corellan died with no heirs.
Only through submitting to Malthael will we...
Wish I could go fight.
I see you have much guilt over Leah's
How
fate.
did you hear about her?
I see the past as well as the future. You must not let it consume you.
You have a lot to learn about me.
Dour. You have much to be joyful about.
This is not a time for laughter.
I have learned that in terrible situations it is better to laugh than to cry. Perhaps for you at least as much as I can understand. And you are so cherish that will never believe you can be happy and content. I must say, it is wonderful to finally meet, though you are skinnier than my visions led me to expect. You just don't take care of yourself. It's always about saving the world first, isn't
Does Malthael draw strength from places such as this?
Please. A monstrosity infests my family's crypt, and there's no one to protect it. Thank you, hero. We can all rest now.
You are such the artist when it comes to dispatching Death's minions. Don't mind me. I'll just be waiting over here.
What was that?
That would be Urzael.
Urzael.
Urzael is the angel who commands Malthael's forces in this city. I think you made him angry.
Very well. We should go back to the Enclave and see if Tyrael has made any progress with the sliver. I need to go back.
those who perished without...
So, you want some stuff? Stay armed, stay alive. That's what I always say. Yes,